Hello and welcome to IOI Monthly episode 11. I'm Travis, your community manager, and today I'm literally joined by Clemens, our community developer, who is also the man in the van, backstage making sure everything's running smoothly. We are here for our first live stream of the year. We've been doing IOI Monthly now for almost a year. We are on the 11th episode, so we are pretty close to number 12, and we are still putting the finishing touches on whatever Clemens is putting together here. So this live stream will be focused on where we are right now in January with Hitman 2, with a look back at where we are in January with the content calendar that we're on, as well as looking ahead to the February content calendar and everything that's in store next month, as well as a primer for what's to come with our next episode of Meet the Team, which is our behind the scenes sort of developer insight video about how we make the games that we make, as well as
now I'm here.
as well as a playthrough of some of the curated contracts that are in the game. We also have Twitch chat up and running when we get to our questions segment. So if you've got questions about the stream or what's happening with the game, then let us know and we will answer those. So we were just playing on PC with the Xbox controller, as I saw people mentioning as well. And yes, we do have Codename 47 on the table. We just have a bunch of Hitman stuff. There's no particular reason for why these things are here.
No, it's just a flair for the studio.
It's just to have a relevant background. This guy here. Okay. We hope that the quality of the stream and everything is up to order. It looks like it is. Usually if it's not, we get told otherwise.
Yeah. So I hope. Yeah, I had a cable shortage. It was literally too short.
That's what you were doing.
Yeah, so I needed to extend it. I just figured out that it was
okay.
like, I don't have that long an arm.
Okay. So we've already been through what's to come up on the stream, so everyone knows where we are. We've talked about the agenda. We've introduced ourselves. So let's just jump straight into the January content calendar and talk a little bit about that.
Let's do that.
Our stream at the end of December, the Christmas special. We didn't have this ready then.
No.
So it's a new sort of way for us to present the content that's coming into Hitman 2, where we have a content calendar now instead of a roadmap. And we talked a bit about that on the blog. Basically just that we wanted to give it a different name because we've already had a roadmap, and the content that we are putting out for 2020 is featured contracts, curated contracts, plus elusive targets that are being reactivated. So, yes. January content calendar includes featured contracts, which you can talk about as well. You've put them into the game recently. It's The Undying, which was the first Hitman 2 elusive target that came into the game. We had curated contracts from Mullet Pride.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mullet Pride for the process of getting those contracts into the game for everyone on every platform to enjoy. And we also have IOI Monthly, which is happening right now. It's coming to you live and direct from
Copenhagen.
From IOI in Copenhagen.
And the Mullet Pride, actually, that was one of the contracts you just played.
Yeah, that's right. And time permitting, we will get back to those contracts. Maybe just to reintroduce some gameplay to the stream.
Yeah.
It might be that as we move through the year, we want to have more and more guests and more things to show you that we want to run. We want to have a game running, so we'll warm ourselves up to that again.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's do relatively briefly, because a lot of people might have read the blog or seen what
this
we're
is
doing with
old
January.
news, right?
Yeah. So Stay Frosty was the theme for the month for the featured contracts. That was based on it being January. It's cold in most places, at least where we are in January. In Copenhagen or Malmö, it's cold.
Yeah.
So we're saying Stay Frosty. There's many different ways that could be interpreted.
It's also one of my favorite catchphrases.
Stay Frosty. I'm sure that was one of the roadmap trailers ended with that, didn't it? I'd be surprised if
many
it didn't.
did actually.
Many? Okay. We're just getting started. Wasn't that the first
That
one?
was the first one, but I could keep
No, I
saying
thought
that
you
because
should-
like,
it should have been
we
your
have started.
catchphrase.
Yeah, I know.
So then we also had Sean Bean.
Yeah.
As the Undying, he came back. And a lot of people pointed out that yes, he has the eye patch on, even though it was the first version of the contract. So we have the Undying and we have Undying Returns. They are treated as two separate missions. But this was the Undying that was reactivated, and yet he had an eye patch. Yeah, that's true. The character model got updated, and so I would expect him to have a eye patch again when the Undying returns. So yeah, we'll have that. I see a few comments about it being laziness, and I think there's absolutely nothing that goes into game dev that's related to laziness. There's no developer I know who is lazy. So then Mullet Pride. Let's talk a little bit about this.
Yes.
So people are very familiar with featured contracts. They are very familiar with elusive targets.
Yes.
But curated contracts, maybe not everyone is familiar with that. So can you give a sort of rundown of what that is?
Yeah.
Who Mullet Pride is, how we chose them to do, and what are curated contracts?
Curated contracts is basically on the paper almost the same as feature contracts. Yeah. It's contracts that we choose to feature, but the curated ones are contracts picked or created by a community member. And there's no really restrictions on what they want to do with these contracts. The mission is to pick 10, and we won't necessarily say anything to it. They could be really hard, they could be very puzzly, they could be very speedrunning, or they could be a mix. Yep. It's really up to the creator. So we give them like off the leash and just have fun. Yeah. And then they pick 10 contracts. It's people we know that will deliver some great contracts. Yeah. And Mullet Pride had done some very cool things. And we thought it would be cool to give him a shot to share his inspiration and contracts with others. Yeah,
I think for our curators, we're also looking for people who, they have to get our attention. We can obviously only pick people who we know who they are. Yeah. We have to have some knowledge of who they are or what they do within the Hitman community. For Mullet Pride specifically, they have been involved in an offshoot community that has sprung up on Discord with Throat7. Yeah. It's called the speedrun community, and it's a lot about that. But there's also ghost mode tournaments. There are
picture contests.
There are picture contests as well that they're doing. There's a lot of sort of it sounds obvious to say, but it's a really strong community that's growing about helping players to learn more about the mechanics of Hitman, how it works. Sharing tips and secrets and playthroughs and things like that. So we were obviously aware of this this community. There are links to it, I think, on the blog from Mullet Pride.
I think we also shared a bunch.
If you're curious, you can find out about it through the blog. That's probably the best way to do it, rather than us trying to put. I don't think we can have links in chat, so don't try and spam it in there. So it was an offshoot community that's not officially a part of IOI, but something that we strongly would support and show love to, if not officially endorse, let's say. So Mullet was helping a lot with that, and that sort of level of engagement in the community on any level, and it can be you make videos, it can be that you are on the Discord, on forums, it could be that you are living around the corner and pop by for a cup of tea every Wednesday. No one does that, unfortunately. If you live nearby and want a cup of tea, come by. It doesn't have to be that you are the best player. It doesn't have to be that you are the most engaging creator. No. It's just that you get our attention. And I think the thing that I'm leading to here is that it's an important part of being a curator is that we have some level of sort of confidence in you as an ambassador. We are essentially giving you the keys to some of our castles in a way. And there will be a lot of attention one way or another on you as the curator from within the community itself. And we need to have sort of security and safety that you can handle that, and you will be able to sort of handle yourself in a way that would reflect well on IOI. And there's no exact science to that, but there is a gut feeling that we have to have, because we are ultimately responsible for who we choose. If there are questions about how we pick creators, we've discussed it on the forum a little bit, but if you've not seen that, I wanted to add those words to the stream as well, so there's no sort of gaps in our knowledge. We'll probably put this in the blogs as well, that there is There's no particular formula. Just if we feel you'll be a good fit along the personality and the content creation.
Yeah.
And one really interesting thing that you mentioned about Mullet is that I think we did curated contracts before 2016 and 2017 as well. But those curators always chose other people's contracts.
Yeah.
I think I'm right that Mullet was the first one who actually made 2 of his own.
He made some of his own, yeah.
Which hasn't happened before. And this is part of us sort of opening up the formula to giving that freedom of, I want to make 2 or feature these ones or this one.
Yeah.
Everything is fair game as long as it's within good taste.
They also, what they did was that they wrote out to people instead of making a public-facing thread.
This is true.
So no one actually knew what was coming.
No.
Which also is a very nice thing. So you don't know what to expect, or you know, if you make a thread, there's a lot of good contracts, and you'll be like, it's probably working, but be one of those, right? So he had like a lot of people they know, and then they took them, and I think that's a very cool way to do it because also we have no idea what's coming.
No, that's also true, and it goes to show that it's just part of giving that freedom to the curator of doing it,
really cool.
it their way. And if you want to do a forum thread and people submit, that's also cool.
Totally up to you. It's not against any law. There isn't no laws actually.
So up to you. I think one other cool aspect of this that we've reintroduced curated contracts and the curator, as they are known, is that there might well be a sort of not a nomination process, but there might be curators that you want to see, and I'm just seeing auto mod kicked in for an aggressive message that doesn't look particularly aggressive, so that's odd. Where was I? I got lost by auto mod.
Yeah.
Oh, people's suggestions. You can come with suggestions for.
So if there's someone out there you think that this person would be a great curator, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely look into it.
That's probably one of the best ways, and it's happened in the past, where unfortunately we cannot so-called see everybody that's out there doing cool things in the community. If you're making YouTube videos, or you're making guides, or you're on Twitch every day, or you've got strange ways of doing a mission, or you've come up with a really unique playstyle that only you think, or only that you do, then let us know if you're seeing that person, or then we can check them out. We can take a look.
Definitely,
and then maybe it goes from there.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah.
But let's move to what's around the corner. February is around the corner.
Yeah. So in February, before we look at it entirely, we are, as you will see, we're very closely following the similar formula that we have for the content calendar. So we will have another batch of featured contracts. We will have a curator for February. We will have, and they've been informed already.
Yes.
Of course, it's not news for them. So hopefully somebody watching is like, it's about to be me. And we will have another reactivated elusive target. So that in mind, let's just straight up reveal the February content calendar of Hitman 2.
Bang. There we go.
So like we said,
feature contracts, reactivated elusive target, and then curated contracts.
Yeah.
And of course, a live stream. So it starts up with already next week. We're gonna have a batch of feature contracts with the theme of lost love.
Yeah.
Because of Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Of all the many broken hearts.
And again, very, very open-ended. That can be your interpretation of what a lost love contract could be.
Can be anything from a box of chocolate to open heart surgery. You go nuts.
That's yes, it's very true. We can say that. So the Revolutionary is also back. Again, the week after, we're following a kind of tight one thing per week. He'll be in Center Fortuna for 10 days.
Yep.
And the reactivated elusive targets are for players who missed them the first time around. If you have completed this contract, whether you completed it successfully or unsuccessfully, the record of that will stand, and you will not be able to replay the contract. It's only if you missed it the first time around. And if you did miss it, or you're missing rewards and you are able to play it, then the rewards will still be up for grabs. So if you didn't earn the Santa Fortuna...
He's the first one I completed in Hitman 2. I failed the Undying the first time.
That's not something that's...
I know, I blew myself up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's also part of the reason that you're on the stream. Like, if you haven't played an elusive target and blown yourself up, then you cannot sit in one of these chairs.
Exactly, you have to be...
that allowed you to be here, so that's cool. Okay, so then let's give a shout out to the curator for February.
Frodo 7.
Yeah.
Mainly knows him at maybe that's the fastest, or the one of the. He's a speedrunner.
Yeah.
And he's like, everything in his bones is speedrunning.
Okay. Those are your words, not his.
I met him in Germany once.
Yeah.
And I was a little disappointed. He wasn't running towards me.
Okay.
I was expecting that. Just saying.
Yeah. So previously known as For the 7. As I can remember, he was, as Scrooby says, yes, he's a clown. But also he was involved with Hitman since the old caps. Hitman 1, 2016. He's been involved. Also was invited to the studio for community feedback around the time, I think it was near the end of season 1. It was in the old IOI building, so you give feedback. A well-known player on both Discord and on Hitman Forum and on Twitch. I would probably say, yeah, a lot of people are giving the clown. Yeah. As far as I know, he only wears that disguise when he's playing. So yeah, a very good Hitman player, very technical with the way that he plays. As you said, a speedrunner, good knowledge of the game, not afraid to express his opinion, and sort of very opinionated in a way that is useful for us, because it's most of the time constructive. Yeah, so Frodo 7 is the curator for February. The contracts that he chooses or creates, one way or the other, will be in the game on February 20, I think it said, which is a Thursday, coming up in about 3 weeks' time. And so you'll be able to play those contracts then.
Yeah, and the blog will, the contract will be followed by a blog post where you can get to know him better and his techniques and whatever he wants to share with you guys. It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
really looking forward to this.
So it's great to see all the clowns in chat. The Corky emote. That is our February content calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of love, a lot of support for the curator. And again, the March content calendar will be coming on the IOI Monthly. That's also coming in February 26th. We'll be back in front of the cameras for another live stream, which will be similar to this one, where we talk about what's happening in the game, maybe play a little bit of it and answer your questions. I think it's fair to say, and we should address, that there is definitely a different change of pace for the live streams in 2020. We obviously are not putting out game updates for Hitman 2, where we used to have release notes. But we still have lots that we want to say. We know you guys have questions, and essentially we don't want to lose the live stream format and the rhythm. You've spent a good time this last few weeks making sure that the setup, we've got an established place within the studio. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and we want to keep that rolling with live streams and being able to answer your questions, and also staying on top of the feedback that comes our way from where the game is, what we're doing with it, how the live streams are, what you'd like to see from them, and having more people in front of the camera to share their insights into either what they worked on in Hitman 2, and maybe more about what they're working on or the way they see the future coming. We know that people want to have developer interviews. We had a lot of success with that in Hitman 2, with the reveals of the bank and the reveal of Haven Island and the
Siberia as well.
Siberia and even Haven
and Hantu Port.
Yeah. Way back in February, I think it was. So we know that that's a cool thing that people want, and we are working on making sure that happens, if not in the immediate future, then in the longer term future. We are putting some work in behind the scenes to keep IOI Monthly fresh, keep it exciting, and keep giving you reasons to tune in to watch it, even if they are small or large. It will vary on the month, but we want to keep it going.
Exactly.
So, what are we still to come on this episode? We have two things. One of them is a little competition that we're going to do, playing the game, which we're going to jump into now. And then after that, we will have the first teaser of Meet the Team.
Yes,
for the animation team.
Yeah.
Which you can talk to a whole lot more than I can.
Yeah.
Because you made it. So let's jump into Hitman 2.
If we
which
dare.
you saw a little bit of near the beginning. So we are gonna, again, we'll keep chat up so people can tell us about game audio and audio levels and things like that. The flow that we're going to go with while Clemens sets everything up for us.
It's not working that good, right?
No, because I'm seeing a black screen.
Right.
But it was working before.
Okay.
And so if you figure out the tech, I will explain what it was, what it is that we're planning to do.
Yes, do that.
So the plan for the next, what I hope is 10 to 15 minutes of the stream, is going to be that we will have 2 contracts that we've chosen from. Okay, so we just popped this up slightly bigger. We're going to have 2 contracts that are currently in the game that have been added courtesy of Mullet Pride. We just talked about him as the curator. And then the first contract, I will play first, relatively quickly, without too much hesitation, sort of just to try and get a score, to make sure we get through it, but still going for the best score. And then Clemens will do the same thing afterwards. And then after that, we will have Clemens will go first on a different contract, and then I will follow that up as well. So we are, the game is running right now in a separate window, and we just need to make it full. I think it's working, Clemens.
Yeah, I think so too.
So if you you need to hit transition, and we should be looking at the game, and we should be good to go. Yeah.
We good?
Yeah. So again, we'll put Twitch chat up. So if you're watching on Twitch, please tell us that you can see the game, that you can see us as well, you can hear us, and that you can hear Diana. Should be good. I'm seeing it works, so that's good.
Good.
So we are gonna go to contracts and featured contracts, and we're gonna do.
The Paris one.
Should we do the Paris one first?
Yeah.
Or should we do Mullet's Worst Nightmare? You said Paris one first. So we do Paris one first?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna do Paris one first, and just to make it easier, I'm always gonna be Chris Stone, and I take the Black Lily, and we're gonna start at the beginning. Nothing else can change.
All right.
For both our playthroughs.
Only the gun and
the suit.
All right.
And we go. Okay. So we are gonna play at a relatively quick speed, without trying to come up with too much of a complicated plan, because we want to get through 2 playthroughs. Worst case, we'll see how long it takes us to do 1.
Yeah.
But we should say that you have at least tried these once.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
I have not, other than starting this at the stream when we played. So yeah.
Can I give you help? Can we help each other?
Somewhat, but it should be quick.
Yes,
so
right.
I know there's a first target here.
Yeah.
I'm planning to get him on the way out.
All right.
Because it looks at first glance a little bit tricky that he's in a very busy area.
Yeah.
To get that. And as we go through the playthrough, maybe you can take a look at chat and answer some questions sort of as we go. So that we can sort of have an extended questions. And we have a lot of chat interaction, and it's not just me going, And if I need help, then I'll pull you out and try and get some help. So let's do that.
All right. People can. Because you have to focus on your game.
I'm going to focus on the game. You can take questions that you think look good. So the first guy I want to go to is this guy.
Backseat gaming ready. People are ready. Backseat gamers.
Backseat gamers, come at me. Let's go. And backseat gaming when it's me playing Hitman is always fun because, as everyone knows, I'm a Hitman Pro.
Karma 4D asks you if is this your favorite outfit?
It's not necessarily my favorite outfit, but I think
preferred suit.
It's my first suit. It's one of the newest ones that we added, or that was available at least. You have to have an IOI account registered to get it, and it's added for free. Oh, there's nowhere to hide me here. I just like that it's a little bit different. I really like Freedom Fighters, which is where the disguise is inspired from. And I think it's a cool look for 47 that kind of is a bit different to what he would normally wear, let's say.
Initiative 91 asks us if we can make 47 hold the gun with 2 hands. I think it's cool just with one. And I'm a badass.
I think there is definitely a sort of... I guess there's questions like that, and I don't mean to be pedantic, but we can always make it happen. It's more, what would it take to make it happen, and is it worth the time?
Yeah. I'm just gonna pick up... Oh, shit, I'm stuck in everything. Why is it?
I swore you could jump out of everything.
Hopefully I'm not gonna interrupt the gameplay. Just doing this. Ah, perfect.
Okay, so we should say that this contract has got 4 targets, and the only restriction that it has is that you need to kill the 4 targets with a pistol. There is no other requirement.
James Bucket Shot game strong. Yeah, I'm showing my bucket shots.
So my plan was to leave the guy at the front.
Sneak Nader is asking when is the meet the team. There's a sneak peek from it right after this, and the full episode will come out tomorrow. We'll have a cool snack.
Yeah.
Oh,
This could be nice. There's a...
that's
He's going in that
convenient.
box.
We're gonna show it right in a minute, or a couple of minutes.
So Clemens, this so far has gone relatively well.
It's really good.
I'm wondering how you're gonna do it quicker.
What
So
time?
well, let's see if I get Silent Assassin first. So far I'm on for it, I think. I should have put the Silent Assassin HUD on.
Yeah, and we should have time as well.
But I know here there's a guy who will enforce me. One of these two, I think. Yeah, that guy. So I need to figure out a way to isolate the first one. I left him there in case everything went to hell, and then I get him on the way out.
That's good.
That was at least the plan. I guess you could be quicker because you could have gone out in the helicopter if you took him down first.
Yeah.
But I chose probably a bit of a safer approach. Let's see how it works.
Let's see.
So this is one of the contracts that Mullet Pride featured, or asked to be featured. What's going on here? But it's not one of the ones that he made, as far as I know.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
this guy is very... he's in a very public space. I guess I'm going to have to get him away.
Oh, he made this one.
Oh, you
Mullet.
made this one? Okay,
Ah, cool.
okay. So Clemens... And there's
This
an
is-
enforcer next to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I could try is 2 coins.
Exactly.
I could see if he reacts to like a coin here. If I get really lucky and he comes to look at it. Which I have. Problem is...
That's the wrong one, right?
No.
Oh, is it red? Is it? Oh, perfect.
So that's fine as long as no one sees me kill him, but this lady will. Oh, decision on when to kill him. Okay, I'm gonna try something very risky. Send her over there.
Oh, it's exciting. Run.
Searching for what? Ah, he saw something.
Just
Okay, if he doesn't, maybe he... Oh, no. Okay, it was risky and we are playing relatively quickly. I'm gonna try something here.
Get out, get out, get out.
Okay, so on the flashbang, calmly walk out. So we are playing relatively quickly. We're not trying to play to the best that we can. Just to get points, to have a small little competition between us. Ideally 5 minutes each.
Yeah.
I did make it out. Challenges we've not played on this particular profile that much. So the score to beat is very easy to remember. 67676.
67676.
So 67676.
67676.
I'll remember that, and we've got a whole bunch of people in chat.
People
remember
will. Okay.
it. So we're gonna replan the mission.
All right.
67676.
676.
Hand over the controls. You can change the gun. You can change the suit.
That's the only.
And for relative fairness, okay, ICA Chrome and Cowboy. Okay. And go. So 67676. And that's the score to beat.
All right.
And we're going just on score. We're not necessarily going for style points or anything else. But the floor is yours. And you have played this once.
I have played this once, yeah.
And I think you did. And the whole point here is that maybe you get some ideas from what I just did, and next time you're first.
Yeah.
So then I might get some ideas from what you did and try and better it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, not her. That was wrong.
So the time is ticking away.
I know, I can feel it.
Um,
Don't steal my money. Oh my god. Okay, that was not. So we're gonna try something now. Come on.
All right. So as before, if there are questions about what's happening in the game, about what Clemence's plan is, or just about the game in general, then bring them at us, and we'll sort of answer them as a segment before we get to our questions.
It's not going according to plan.
What we should have maybe done is we should have next time we'll put the clock on.
Yeah, we should have done that.
And if it's more than 5
There
minutes,
we go.
then you're done.
Yeah, got it.
Then we
Yeah.
then we put a time pressure on you.
Oh, this is annoying because last time he walked this way. So this is
So Clemens, there's your favorite suit in Hitman.
this one.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, it's not this one.
no.
Okay. Go on
I
then.
just took it. My favorite is classic, old, just a classic red tie.
Okay, so you go classic.
Always. But I just tried the cowboy because he's just wild, and I need to be wild to beat your score.
Okay. So 2 questions that came up. Well, actually, the first comment was that the suit choices between us are so different. How do you get along so well? I think there's an assumption that we get along well. That's Clemens.
Ah, my God. Okay, I'm spending too much time on this.
So we are. This is sort of the thing where you have to move it along. So if it's gonna mess up and you have to just shoot him, you have to just shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a question for me about my typical playstyle. My typical playstyle would be to be very. I would explore a lot. I would take a lot of time to make my first move. I would try and figure out different things that are going on, but I'm a little bit impatient. So I like to move things along. If somebody gets in the way or an NPC,
Why is he?
I don't mind just sort of taking them down and trying to move on, put them in the cupboard, take the disguise, and move on from there.
Yes. Come on, dude. I'm spinning, but the rest is gonna be smooth. But this guy, he's just messing with me.
Okay, no worries. That's sort of how I tend to play. I don't know how you would customize it or sort of describe it. Relatively quick. I like to roll with the punches.
No.
Go with things.
Okay, this is not gonna go good. This is
So
not
you're
good.
in combat straight away.
This zombie.
But to be fair, I also got into combat. I lost a lot of points for noticed bodies, I guess, and kills. So
Yeah, but I spent too much time with this guy.
there was a lot of time, but the score, it might still be possible. There's a lot of rip in chat.
Yeah, I know.
So
It's always harder when you're on live TV. When I did this last time,
So there's questions about whether it would be easier with certain weapons. We are only using the base pistols, or some of them at least, and the default starting location. So we're trying to sort of level the playing field, at least as we try and figure out how it is for us to show gameplay and if this format works. But we like the idea of playing our game a little bit more on stream, and we'll see how that goes. We also will think that when we have guests on the stream, that we might have them sort of play through the levels that they know very well, to talk about them and different aspects of them that maybe not everyone knows about.
yes.
So it won't always be Clemens and I having a little competition like this. We just thought it would be a good way to reintroduce some gameplay and also showcase some of the contracts that are in the game right now from this month's curator. And we stumbled on one that what it actually made. Or at least I didn't know. I chose the contract. I'm sure Clemens would have known. So 2 down, 2 to go. Whoa, that was nice. Yeah. So you
That
have
much time.
one left.
Yes.
And the time, if you bear in mind that I had to come all the way here and then all the way back,
Yeah, but I spent a lot of time goofing around in that garden.
it might have felt like longer because it wasn't going so well.
Oh, there we go. This is good. This is good. He's standing right here.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Okay. I even went in there to do it. That's a bit of a time saver. Let's see. 67676 is the time for
Come
me.
on.
I need to pull back a little bit. There we
know.
go. 67676.
Come on.
Let's see how it goes. You have to skip. 676. Oh, yes! Oh my goodness.
Oh, that was
Okay,
close.
67676. So less than 300 points. That's like a couple of seconds. I don't remember what my mission time was. Right, let's use. You're next on the next contract. So let's
Alright.
jump in. 1-0 to you by.
It was very close.
I think that the difference was probably if you had climbed over the fence to shoot him,
Yeah.
that would have taken longer.
Yeah.
And you exited as soon as you were done.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting that you managed to win that one, even though you messed up a lot more near the beginning.
Yeah, I messed up a lot.
But that's where we are. So you need. Oh, you're going signature suit now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the cowboy hat, man.
Sure. So we've chosen these two partly because you've played them once already.
Yeah.
You know they're going to work.
This one.
We know that they can be moved through relatively quickly, and that the targets are somewhat. There's not that many restrictions. There's many ways you can play the contract, but we were looking for some that would allow us to, again, do them relatively quickly.
Exactly.
So that we were not spending too long trying to come up with a plan.
This one didn't end very well for me. Just FYI.
Okay. Okay, so I need to watch this one. You've played this once, right? I have not played this contract at all. So I have no idea what you're planning for here.
I'm just planning to.
Oh, you know, this guy comes down the stairs.
No, he's not.
He's going up the stairs.
Yeah. But there's two people right up here. And
Okay.
That's my first, and then we had the last one is quite tricky.
Okay. So there's a comment from Mullet who says this contract was made by Ducker Gaming. So shout out to Ducker Gaming for making this contract. Clemens is playing it now for the second time, and he's supposed to be being relatively quick,
No.
but he's clearly on this what's it called? More on the side of Silent Assassin than speed. Trying to find that middle. And there's a comment from Karma4D who says, I think they're talking about Ducker Gaming. Yeah, actually they are. Ducker Gaming was the winner of Roulette Rivals for Xbox.
It's not good.
Just about made it. Roulette Rivals was an event that was done by the Pro 7
Guys gonna
speedrun
be
community.
confused. Like, what's up, man?
Please get down from there.
I'm just chilling here.
There's a comment from Mokai Saltome who says that they played this one a few days ago. They really enjoyed it. It was perfect difficulty for a 5-person contract in their opinion. So they're going to freak out. They've noticed the crime. So I guess that might be some points lost if I noticed. One target down. What are the restrictions on this one, Clemens? Pistols only, or how is it?
I can't remember actually. I forgot to look. So I'm just gonna pull them.
I mean, you can look in the menu.
Yeah, but I don't have time for that, Travis.
The other menu.
The clock's ticking.
But it pauses the timer. So we have 5.
Oh.
If you look on each one.
Any minute.
Any in any disguise. Any in any. This one is also any. This one you've done.
Any.
Done. Okay, so all any. Any.
All right, we're good. See, this guy. There's a guy walking down here. He's a challenge. That guy. And then there is the other guys right there.
Yeah.
I'm going for.
There's a question from Agent 420YT who says, "What did you think of Roulette Rivals? Did you watch?" I did watch. I watched 2 of them. One of them was the PlayStation 4 final with Iber and I want to say, was it David? I think.
Okay,
Sorry if that's wrong. I'm pretty sure it was Iber that won. Shout out to Iber for winning Roulette Rivals on the Discord community. And I watched the final that there was somebody was shoutcasting. I saw a tweet from Penny and watched it. It was Iber vs David Strong. That's the first one that I watched, and then there was another final that was shoutcasted.
Buddy
It was. I guess it was.
That was gonna happen, right?
Maybe the Xbox final. I think it was the Xbox final. I didn't see the whole thing, but the EBA match I watched with the on Whittleton Creek.
Okay, I'm shooting this guy right there.
Okay.
No one's seeing me.
Okay, so you're gonna lose points from body.
Yeah, I know, but they found another body, so I'm like, now. It was very reckless of me. So, all right, we're good. So how's it going, Travis?
I see. What I've been doing is I've been answering questions and not been looking at what you're doing.
But that's a good idea. I think that's a very good idea.
I'm going to be. Well, no, but I don't know where they are. I'm going to be all over the place.
Yeah, I think it's a very good idea not to look at what I'm doing.
So
what I should have done is actually I should have shot the guy that walks up there when I'm at the exit down here.
Okay. There's a comment from OR0707 that said it was GK Punk that was shoutcasting, and that's the one I remember watching. At least a little bit of. I didn't watch the whole thing, unfortunately. Xbox finals lasted longer than Titanic. I think it's really cool that if you are interested in what we're talking about with the shoutcasting and Roulette Rivals, it's an event that was put on by Throat Speedrunning Community, which you can follow on Discord. A community that's putting together lots of events for the Hitman community, different players doing Ghost Mode tournaments or Roulette Rivals. That was also a cool initiative. There's a whole bunch of them. Who's the woman singing in the map?
Sir,
I think it's a friend of one of the level designers.
Really?
Isn't it somebody who Martin knows? I could be wrong.
I could be. You can easily beat my score on this one. I've made 2 big mistakes.
But I have no idea where I'm going, so.
That's good.
So there's a question
apparently.
There's a question from Mullet about whether we would like to join the Ghost Mode tournament that's being hosted next month. Yeah. When the first one was announced, it was actually something that I thought about. I thought, hey, that could be a good idea. But at the same time, I think it's a bit strange that there would then be IOI people in the competition, and it might be, I don't know, it might be strange, or it might make more of a spectacle out of certain matches because it's an IO dev that's in them, rather than it being a community member. And I would also say that there's probably other members of the community that it's probably more interesting that they are involved than we are. I definitely think that, let's say at some point, it would be maybe interesting to do like a one-off special or something. Maybe we could do it on a charity live stream where we do Roulette Rivals style, and it's some sort of grand champion from the community who represents them against some sort of IOI internal champion that represents us, and there's like a face-off with something for a good cause. Maybe that would be a way to introduce IOI devs to it. Something like that, rather than just
Mindy rematch. No.
Yeah, rather than just having Clements or I join. Okay, so we need to remember the score here. 135. That was relatively good, Clements.
That was surprisingly good.
135. So we're going to jump into that.
135.
Again, I'm going to go for my.
What was the decimals? What did we see that? 135 something.
Can I go back?
135.
Chat. Here we go. 135179.
Thank you. Thanks, Hiva.
You will now return to the menu. Cancel. Don't want to do that. Okay. I don't want this. The only thing I don't like about this gun is it reminds me of the first Hitman movie. so I don't want to use it. And I like what the Black Lily is, even though people don't know what the Black Lily is. So I'm going to go for that. Okay, so 135176 I think was the score to beat. I'm going to go for that.
All right.
Okay. I'm unfortunately going to have to copy you at the beginning because I don't know 1, 2, 3, 4,
and then 5 over here.
Where's 5?
Right, the little dot right there. But she
I am
will walk.
Entirely blind. I cannot see.
There's a red dot right there, and she will walk down here, and she will come to this area.
Okay, I'm going to be slower than you. I just need to make sure that I do it better.
Hitman movie. What's that?
Said somebody in chat.
Can the chest.
So this guy was one that you had trouble with.
I
should have been quicker and ran past him. I'm gonna take some risks here.
All right. Oh
Get the heck out of here.
Sir,
okay.
Get out.
trespassing.
Okay.
Taking you out of here. Please follow me.
Black Lily has a very good rate of fire.
I like the black there.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so to take a different approach or no? I'm gonna take a different approach.
Yeah.
I don't know what that approach is. I'm gonna figure
There's
out.
a better approach. I just figured that out now. I should have had an idea. That would be great.
This guy's a bodyguard. Okay, he moves around a lot.
Yeah.
But I think you went the right way because getting up here in landslide, it's not. You can't get into the apartment, right?
You can.
No, you can't. You can't.
Oh, but I could from upstairs. I could.
And I can't get through here, so I think I'm gonna have to go your way. Oh, da, 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 da.
Or find a crowbar and just break up the door.
Okay, this is a huge waste of time. And I should have just waited for the guy. I thought when I pressed the button, I thought he was gonna go the other way,
Yeah.
not right in front of me. If he'd gone right in front of me, I could have then snuck around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna go where he thought he saw me.
Yeah.
Not again, mate. Where is he gonna go? You know what? We said quick. Just go away.
I like your style.
Hunted. I'm gonna have to get a disguise. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. So
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. This guy will be like, what the?
you had I'm gonna copy you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna copy you and try and do it a bit quicker. I'm in combat.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
And of course there's no Rico outfit here.
No.
I need to get out of here. I need a disguise though.
You do?
Yeah, they are going to be hunting me. I've got two.
Combat.
So I've got was it the lady that was right, the last one that you killed? Was it a lady? I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh, that's your outfit.
No, it's fine. He doesn't know what he's looking for. There's this guy, and then there's who's the other one? Who's the other one?
The other one? That's the cop or the security guard walking on the first floor on at the concert.
Oh, look where this guy is.
Yeah, I gave up all the time.
This is not gonna be. There must be a place that he goes, or a way you can, like, choose the order.
Yeah.
I guess as well. If you had more items, you'd have more options.
Yeah.
You made a good call on just hunting him.
But
I need to get down, and I think if I was still on for Silent Assassin or something, I'd be okay. But the fact that I've already made it go crazy,
yeah,
then
you're compromised.
So it's only a matter of time before this really escalates. I don't want to die. I want to get the points, and I want to be done within a couple of minutes. So, do I just go for it here? It seems a bit rash.
That's aggressive. You can go up again on the floor and then shoot down.
There's not that many guards around up here, so
people,
everyone will panic, but they won't know it's me.
Do it. Do it.
It feels bad, man. I don't like it. Okay, I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna see where this takes him.
Right.
This is his last chance to go somewhere a bit more secluded. If he goes.
I don't have any visual on Bravo.
Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Come on, engage in combat.
Aye. You gotta do it.
Oh, there's a lot of. Oh. Oh.
No.
Oh, this is terrible. Okay, so we have two more. We're gonna go for the scenic route here.
Oh, there's a lot of guys over here, man.
Oh, that was. Oh, because it's landslide.
Yeah.
Rip. Dead. So, big fat nil. 2-0 to you. Cool.
Well, the first one was very close.
6 strat, says Johnny Axe. That was not a strat. So I think it would be really cool. Like, I am sure if you played and tried to do this contract in 5 minutes for the first time, that would be rough. So, we did. I'm dead.
We did.
We done. Agent down. 2-0 to you, because I get a big fat 0 on the score. Quitter, I mean, I could have kept run and die, we're not going to try again. We're going to stick to our scheduled time slot. We will be back for more playing of Hitman. Maybe next month. We'll evaluate the stream and see if I can get an opponent who's easier to beat. We do still have one thing that we want to reveal. The Meet the Team. And it's something that we're going to leave you with. So you won't be seeing us after we've started this. Meet the Team is a series of videos that we've been putting together on an irregular basis that goes as deep into the production at IO Interactive as we can, where we, with no script and no PR people nearby, essentially task Clements with finding out how the various departments and teams do their job, what goes into it, what they have to say about it, how they do it, who they are. It's a really good way for us to put a spotlight on the different areas of game development that we are obviously very proud of and have some very talented people working with, to talk about their job in their own way, in their own style, and this is your production.
Yeah, so I've been wanting to do this for quite some time.
Yeah.
Because they always do a lot of funny things up in the mocap room.
Yeah.
So I got this great opportunity to gather 4 of them.
Yeah.
And they are talking in sets of 2. We have Carsten and Morten talking about the general life and how it is to be an animator.
Yeah.
And then we have here at IO.
Yeah.
And then we have Bert and Thomas talking more about how the mocap actually works.
Yeah.
So it's in the beginning it's just an introduction of them, and then it will be more like, what is a typical day of mocap? How do we start from calibrating to ending up on the computer with and doing all the. I won't spoil too much, but there's a lot of cool things.
It's fair to say that the full video, which we're releasing tomorrow, you can watch the full thing. It clocks in at about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes, yeah.
Thereabout, and it sort of goes through the full process from pretty much start to pretty much end of how an animation is made.
Yeah, and how much work that
and
it
what
actually
goes into it.
Yeah. So they did a lot of mocap for Hitman 2.
Yeah.
And I think you can see, I can't remember the number, but like a lot, and they used like half of it.
Okay.
Less.
Yeah.
Because it's a matter of seconds they
Right.
need.
Right.
It's like, this is like one, right?
Yeah.
And then they like small things and tweaks, and they're talking about how cool it is to have we have our own in-house mocap studio.
Yeah.
So they can sit there and on the day before they'll be like, we need this animation, we don't have it, we can go up to tomorrow and we can fix it. So that's really, really cool, and we have some cool shots of them and Bert doing a lot of fun things in the mocap suit. So
So we should mention that we won't have a dedicated questions section, I guess. We've
today.
sort of covered that while we were playing.
Somewhat,
If you do have burning questions, then you can either put them on, you can tweet them at us at IO Interactive, or you can put them in any of the various places that there are online. So of course there's the forums, there's Reddit. The forum is probably a good one. There is discussion there for that. We will get to those. We just want to stick to the time. As we said at the beginning, we do have a slightly different change of pace for IOI Monthly in 2020. But there's one question that I want to take from Chubby Dark Soul. He says he's tweeted, but we don't respond. So we will respond. What are we not responding about? That's the only thing. If anyone knows what the question is, let us know. And then once we've taken this question, we're going to run Meet the Team. And this, it was going to be an introduction to the full video that's coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool. Yes. So while we wait for that question, Gaming Gold is also talking about maintaining the game and having people choosing contracts. Yeah, that's what we also have curated contracts for, featured contracts. We will keep creating and featuring contracts that are challenging, interesting, and suitable for everyone. We are aiming to do that all of the time. The run bug on PS4, it's so annoying. I think that's the one. Is that the one where you're running and then you sort of stop running? seemingly without reason. There was a tweet that we got about that, and it was asked about, somebody was using a custom controller, and somebody else replied that they also have the same thing with a regular controller, but it's not something that I'm seeing reported lots and lots of. If that is the case, and there are lots of reports about this, then please link us to them on this tweet. Some of the times, I know we don't respond, but we need the evidence, and we might make note of it and pass it on. We unfortunately cannot respond to everything that we get asked. That is also the point of the stream, so that if there's things that we have missed, that we can answer them where everyone sees them, and we have we can share the knowledge from one place. So yes, we'll deal with that particular issue somewhere else. But like we said, we're going to leave you with Meet the Team.
Let's do it.
So we want to thank you for joining for the stream, and we will be back next month with the reveal of the March content calendar, and we will also be putting hopefully something together to show you as well, whether it's a new Meet the Team, whether it is a developer interview, or not interview necessarily, but like a developer guest. We'll put something together so that we have a cool stream for you to join in and have something to talk about. There's plenty as we sort of look ahead for the whole year. We know we've started the year. There's plenty to talk about for Hitman, and we're going to keep doing that through IOI Monthly and our social channels. So stay in touch, and we will see you on the next episode.
Take care, guys.
Enjoy Meet the Team.
My name is Carsten. I'm a senior animator here at IO, and I've been here for around 12 and a half years now. And I started here as an intern, 12 and a half years ago, so that's basically me.
Hi, my name is Morten Helgeland. I'm an animator. I've been here for 6-7 years. I started as an intern from the animation workshop, and started straight into production doing Hitman Absolution.
I'm Thomas.
And my name is Bert. And we are colleagues in the animation department here at IO Interactive. And I'm his henchman.
Yes.
But we're good teammates, and we have a fantastic team. You probably met some of our colleagues already.
Yeah. And we are right now in our mocap room, in-house mocap room. And we are today preparing for a little shoot.
In case you're wondering why I have this funny gloves and funny suit on, we are capturing with our optical system. We are having 36 cameras around us, which capture all the movements of these reflective dots. As you can see, I'm basically already streaming the data into the computer. And this data can be used for many of our in-game assets and cinematics as base for the animation team to work.
So if you check out some of our previous games, I'm pretty sure that you will see Bert
or Thomas.
Thomas or other actors, but for the in-game assets we use a lot of colleagues here in IO.
Yeah.
So
you never know who has some acting talent.
Yeah. Super fun for level designers and other.
We actually have a Danish champion in martial arts in-house as level designer, so we have been using him on one of the levels in season 2. You remember maybe the beat out in Siberia? It was him getting beaten up.
Yeah, that's right.